Hi everyone, welcome to the Crocker Cottage. I'm Kim and we are going to start off the 2024 season talking all things seeds and how to plan your 2024 garden. Stay with me. Hey everyone, 2024 is in full effect and we are planning a garden. So we are 9 years into this gardening journey with our front yard, our backyard, any place we could find a spot to grow something. We have been growing for 9 years now with our family and we are glad you're here. And we sure do hope to inspire and just build a community. So I hope that you'll stay tuned as we have more to share with you along this journey. And I'm excited you're here. So let's dig into our seeds. My favorite time of the year, whether it's building into our fall and winter, which has been a little more exciting too lately, because I'm learning that your garden isn't just a spring and summer garden. It can also really be fun in the fall and the winter. So right now we're in the thick of winter. So we're going from freezing weather to some crazy rains, 65-degree weather to now like 40-degree weather. So it's crazy. But that's when you start getting excited about picking out your seeds for the spring garden. You just smell it. You just know it's right around the corner. So I'm going to show you a few things that I've got planned for our garden this year. We're going to do a few things a little differently. Our front garden, we've been trying to work with that space for about 3 years. Doesn't quite get the sun I need. I am going to turn that more into a cottage garden space where there's more cut flowers and medicinal herbs and edible flowers and things of that nature up front. We'll also have an in-ground bed up there too, which we'll be sharing throughout this season of our growing here on our channel. But we also have a back garden with raised beds where we'll keep tomatoes and strawberries and carrots and cucumbers and squash and all kinds of stuff back there. And we've got some trellis areas, and I'm going to show you some of those things. I can't wait. And we have 4 in-ground beds back there where we are going to do our sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and that's where we have a lot of lettuces, spinach. We try so hard with Brussels and broccoli and it just doesn't work out for us. I think it gets too hot and then we have to battle different insects and pests. So we're going to learn along the way and you guys can come along for that journey. But anyway, so let me show you a few things. This is my seed case. It's got a little handle here. It's got little clips and you can fit everything in little compartments. Now this is basically just a photo case. I think we got this at like Michael's. I think you could probably find it at any craft store or online. And we decided to go ahead and break it up into different types of crop selection. If you can see there, we've got herbs, summer, we've got cold weather, I've got flowers. You can kind of see kind of how it's broken down there, but we are not probably keeping them as airtight as they should. So, you know, like this, we've got a few brand new packs here. Let's see, what do we have? So this year we've got, like I was saying, we've got Swiss chard, lettuce, kale, spinach. Spinach tends to wilt up too quickly because of the heat. We'll be doing, you know, I always love to do my basils and my peas and different beans. Our beans do really well too. We'll do some cucumber. I want to do a lot more in the front with chamomile. See if we got our chamomile. I've got a ton of stuff in here. So I like pretty much a lot of different seed distributors. I mean, you've got one of my favorites. I really like Botanical Interest. This was last year's catalog. They'll send you a seed catalog so you can get on for that. I also use Eden Brothers, got Burpee, and I love a lot of Floret Farms for your flower stuff, and just things you can find at Ace Hardware, at Home Depot, at your Walmart, wherever you shop. And whatever you want for your garden, you can find seeds just about anywhere. I do tend to go, with a more organic, non-GMO seed. Not everything. I think some hybrids, you can't really kind of control that, but I'm learning about the different types of seeds. Got some yarrow. This will be fun. It's hard to see that. Some different, I love poppies, and I love echinacea. We've got that ready to go. These are fun that you could even do in a pot on your patio, on a balcony if you're in an apartment. That's something I wanted to just encourage everyone, that you do not have to have a huge land. We are on less than an acre on our entire property, and not all of it is workable. It is wooded area. There's a lot of trees, so we have certain little clearings where we even can get the sun we need to grow things. So whenever we find a spot, we can put a pot there. That's kind of how I do my growing and my planting. But something too new that I'm doing more of are some bulbs, and some of these bulbs probably needed to get in on probably a little sooner. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll come up by spring. I've got a lot of daffodils. And I got these from our garden center in Sugar Hill, Swanee area. And different tulips, different things like that. So we'll be playing with some bulbs this year. Also have dahlia bulbs that I did last year. I would love to get more dahlias, like a lot of dahlias. That would be awesome. Also, I've kept my sunflower seeds. It's hard to see this. In a little jar from last year. So we picked the little seeds off one of these sunflower heads, and I put them in a little jar. So we'll be planting those. Also my zinnias that we planted last year. I just dumped a few in this cup so I could show you that I have a few in the little cup. And we're going to plant some more zinnias, and we're excited to see what'll come of all of our new flowers. Again, I have to watch our watering, and I have to watch where our sun is in the sky. So it's going to be a learning curve, I think, transitioning the front garden to a cottage garden. I'm praying it'll be lush and pretty and smell amazing. Right now we have lavender there. I have roses, and I have some different herbs all around. So it's got a nice little base, but we're going to reconfigure the beds and see what we can get for the space in our front garden. So I'm excited about that. We also have a peach tree and a fig tree that we're hoping will produce fruit. It is time. One got hit a little bit with the frost the year before. So we'll see what we can do with what we're working with. So basically, find the seeds that you like, and also pay attention to the growing information or the sowing information on your packets. It will tell you when to start. Either start inside by growing your pots or your plants inside, or like this one says 2 to 4 weeks before your average last frost. So that's when you would start maybe planting a seed inside, and then you would want to transplant it or harden it off before planting. Or it'll say, here's, 1 to 2 weeks you can sow outside in a direct sow. And it's going to give you that information on the back of most packets, or in this case, on the front of these packets. So you're going to want to pay attention to that information and make sure that it is, good for your zone. Know your zone. And basically you would go on Google and type in your zip code, and it'll tell you and ask, what is my growing zone? And it'll tell you. We used to be 7B, but now here in southern, in Georgia, we are 8A. So little things like that kind of shift. I think that just shifted last year, but you need to kind of know, because if you're going to plant something that is more geared for section 9 or 10 and that growing area that's just not going to work for the South, you want to be mindful of that. And I'm learning the hard way, especially with flowers, because I love all these types of flowers and they're in every region of the country. And then I realized they just do not do well here in our soil especially being a super clay filled soil, we have to really amend our soil and make sure it has the proper nutrients. And also it can either be a drought season or it can be heavy rain season. So you really need to just be mindful of that. That is not really difficult to figure out. It will tell you that information usually on your packets. I'm trying to see if this one has your zone on it, but usually it'll tell you on your packet. So just pay attention to that. So when you find something that you really love, like, hey man, I love cucumbers, figure out some different varieties of cucumbers and try them out. Try them in a little barrel or a little trough or something if you don't have the ground to get them planted in. So with that being said, let's take a look at some planning methods that you can use. For me, for the longest time, it was drawing out a little sketch. I would draw out my garden and I would kind of draw in where I wanted certain plants to be. And I've got that on different pages, and we have that also laid out on our computer so we can move things around. Also, I just started for this next season the Seed Time planner, and that's free for anyone. If you want to go into seedtime.com and you can basically type in all of the crops, and it'll tell you when to sow, when to cultivate. And I did a printout of that. So this is what it looks like printed out, but it is online. So you can just use that. You can take notes and journal right there on the app or on the site. And again, that's free to do. I'm going to try that this year just to kind of keep me on track with things, because I do like to use kind of my journaling. I've got just your good old gardening log book, which is kind of fun too, which is the same thing. Like I said, if you're a pen to paper kind of person, or you like having more of a spreadsheet type of layout, you can do it either way. I kind of like to do both sometimes when I'm really starting something new and I want to take notes of what it's been doing. And I just kind of carry my little book with me, and then maybe I'll plug it into the online thing. So, but that looks a little bit like this. So you can say what your crop is, and you can kind of write some notes there. This is a cute little log book. I liked this one. This is from Peter Pauper Press, and that's a tongue twister there. A little gardening log book. Just got that online. Also, I've got just your good old journal, this was a fun, just nice little journal from Florette Farm, and I was gifted this, and that's been kind of fun to take some notes. Sometimes I just use it to when I'm sitting out in my garden and I want to feel inspired, or I'm noticing something. I kind of use it as just a good old journal for that reason too. So like I said, you can do just pen to paper. You can do sketches like I like to do, because I like that kind of thing. I've got my own little notebook. So because I'm like that, I like to do that kind of thing, or try to do something online too. And I'm hoping that that'll work out for us now that we're trying to change up what we're growing. So there's a ton of different things you can do. There really isn't a wrong way. I mean, everyone will say, oh, I've got a black thumb, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And then you realize that that's not true necessarily. You just got to figure out your right niche and your right flow. And maybe it has to do with overwatering something, or underwatering, or the right sunlight, or whatever. And you'll learn that. You'll start to hopefully grow a little bit of a love for it, and you will try different things. And like I said earlier about, cabbage and broccoli, we want desperately for it to work, but it is just not working. And we're either just going to bite the bullet and say, okay, we're done, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm determined just to find a different spot for it. But it is a learning. I like, there's many people out there that say, your garden is your classroom. I absolutely believe that. And I, like I said, have learned some things the hard way. There's been many successes, and then there's failures, but every year the garden changes. It's different. There's something different about how the winter prior to your spring garden, was there heavy rain? Is it a more of a drought type of year? It's different every year. One year I get amazing carrots and cucumbers, and one year, I get little squatty ones. So it's kind of exciting to see what you're gonna get, like a box of chocolates. But anyway, I love it, and we have found it to be such a wonderful space for us, our garden in our home, and I'm excited to share all of that with you guys. Again, comment, give me some ideas of things that you're going to be working with this season. What's your favorite thing in the garden? Are you more flowers? Are you into veggies? What is it that you're excited about planting this season? So stay with us. I hope you'll come back and check out the Crocker Cottage, like and subscribe, and check out thecrockercottage.com. Thank you. Have a great week.